Muhammad Farah Akmal bin Muhammad Syukri 2023423832 from class AS229 1B.
Muhammad Edi Firdaus Salim bin Muhammad Fazli Shalim 2023248468 from class AS229 1B.
Muhammad Imran bin Yusof 2023899848 from class AS22918.
Muhammad Azri bin Muhammad Azam 023-870606. I am from AS229-1A. For the first set of leaf length, the mean data is 8.34, the variance is 0.93, and the standard deviation is 0.96. For the set 1 of left width, the mean data is 3.23, the variance is 0.04, and the standard deviation is 0.2. For the second set of leaf length, the mean data is 8.94, the variance is 0.55, and the standard deviation is 0.74. For the second set of leaf width, the mean data is 3.31, the variance is 0.04, and the standard deviation is 0.2. For the third set of leaf length, the mean data is 9.06, the variance is 0.42, and the standard deviation is 0.65. For the third set of leaf width, the mean is 3.34, the variance is 0.08, and the standard deviation is 0.28. For the question 1, as you can see, the variance of leaf length in each set were calculated 0.93, 0.55, and 0.42, while for leaf width were 0.04, 0.04, and 0.08. The standard deviation of leaf length in each set were calculated 0.96, 0.74, and 0.65, while for leaf width were 0.2, 0.2, and 0.28. Based on the table, there were difference in the means of the length between 5 sets of leaf that were 8.34, 8.94 and 9.06. The mean of width for the three sets of leaf were quite similar, 3.23, 3.21 and 3.34. For the question 2, variance defined as value of square from mean over total value, or we classify as the square deviation of a random variable from its mean. From the sentence, we can say that the leaf have different measurement of width and length due to leaf come from different parts of stem which measurement had taken. According to this experiment, there are 10 leaves of each tree set, which while will have 30 leaves in total. The value of variance in length and width for each set is: the first set is 0.93 and 0.04. Second set is 0.55 and 0.04. And lastly, the third set 0.42 and 0.08. Shown that from the statement, the value, length and width from the leaf have different measurement. Standard deviation is defined as a measurement as a measure of the amount of variation or dispersion of a set of value. It is also used to show how the measurement for a group of data are spread out from the average or mean. Standard deviation divided into two standards, which are low standard deviation and high standard. Low standard deviation that indicates the value length close to the mean of the set, and high standard deviation indicate that value are spread out over a wider range. For the question 3, it's necessary to have different set of measurement for the measurement of leaf width and length to get the result that shows the plant contain the same characteristic or not. It is also necessary in order to obtain a valid data and results where we can have an average measurement of leaf instead of only use a few leaf. In conclusion, this experiment was able to demonstrate the basic concept of statistic and variation. From the graph, the correlation of leaf can be observed. The range of graph were between 6.0 to 7.0. This is because they were affected by the location of leaf on the plant, the genetic factor as well as environmental factor. For the question 1, A quadrant is frame that is typically square and is used to isolate a standard unit of space for the study of an item's distribution over a vast region. The quadrant is useful for collecting samples of sampling plants. For the question 2, the answer is the area of the quadrant being counted is known and the population in the quadrant area must be determined precisely. The answer for the question 3, the advantage of using a large quadrant, relatively simple to use. The disadvantage of using a large quadrant, that enlarging a sample quadrant may overlap parts of the range of certain species that were previously absent, increasing the estimate species density. The advantage of using a smaller quadrant, species in the quadrant area are easier to count. The disadvantage of using smaller quadrant, a quadrant that is too small may result in omission of too many individuals, resulting in a less representative population size estimate. The answer for the question 4, highly heterogeneous space can be difficult to study using spatial sampling. When a study area contains various places across the space, the region is referred to as heterogeneous. Conclusion about the entire region from a spatial sample will not be accurate if a piece of the area that is distinct from the rest of the area is missed. For the last question, the assumption that I can make here is that the number of plant species in a quadrant are based on the adaptation of those plant species in the quadrant area. If the species has a high adaptiveness for the area, then the number of plant species will be more than other species. Both physical and biotic factors may limit the survival and reproduction of the species and hence its local density and geographic distribution. Also, from abiotic factors such as wind, intensity and the direction, the strength of the wind and its direction has a huge impact on where organisms are found within an ecosystem. Many organisms prefer more sheltered location. Biotic factors such as predation and competition also affect the number of species in the quadrant. On prey population and community structure, predation can have significant impact by feeding on the rival dominating species or by reducing consumer pressure on foundation species. Predators can foster variety in communities.